The world ignored him, but heaven was preparing him. The field was silent, too silent. The wind moved through the grass, but the sheep would not move. They sensed something. Danger hides best in quiet places. You know that feeling, when life suddenly becomes still. No warning, no announcement, just tension. And deep inside, you feel small, unseen, unchosen, unimportant. This story does not begin in a palace. It begins in a field, alone. 7 brothers were inside the house. Strong, tall, respected, men who looked like leaders. And then there was the youngest, not invited to the meeting, not called inside, not considered important enough to stand in line. So he stayed where he always stayed, with sheep, dust on his feet, a sling at his waist, songs in the open air. His name was David, but nobody called him king. To his family, he was just the boy who ran errands, the boy who played music, the boy who smelled like the field. But heaven saw something they didn't. Far away, God spoke to the prophet Samuel. Go to Bethlehem. I have chosen a king. Samuel expected a palace. Instead, he walked into a simple home. One by one, Jesse presented his sons. The first stepped forward. Tall, impressive, confident. Samuel thought, surely this is the one. But God whispered, do not look at his appearance or his height. I have rejected him. People look at the outside. I look at the heart. Another son stepped forward. Then another. 7 times Samuel waited for peace. 7 times silence. Finally Samuel asked, are these all your sons? Jesse hesitated. There is still the youngest, but he is keeping the sheep. Keeping the sheep. Even his own father did not think he was worth calling. Samuel said, send for him. We will not sit until he comes. Imagine that walk. David probably thought he was being called for chores. He had no idea destiny was waiting inside. The moment he stepped into the room, God spoke. That's him. Not the tallest. Not the oldest. Not the obvious choice. The forgotten son. Samuel lifted the horn of oil and poured it over the head his father almost forgot. Oil ran down his hair, down his face, onto his clothes. No crown, no throne, no applause, just oil and a promise. And something invisible shifted. The Spirit of God came upon David from that day forward. But here is what nobody tells you. The oil does not remove the process. David went back to the sheep. Same field, same responsibilities, same obscurity. The promise changed. His location did not. Many people want calling. Few accept preparation. In those hidden fields, a lion came. No audience, no backup, just a shepherd and a predator. The sheep scattered. David ran toward the danger. Not away. He grabbed the lion. Fought. Won. Another day, a bear attacked. Again, no applause. Just courage built where nobody could see. Faith grows where nobody claps. Years later, a troubled king needed peace. The king was tormented by fear. Servants searched for someone who could play music. They found a shepherd. David entered the palace. Not as king, but as a musician. The anointed one, playing background music. When he played, the darkness lifted. Then he returned to the sheep again. Palace one day, field the next. Promise, then obscurity. Have you ever lived there? You know God showed you something. But life still looks ordinary. You pray, nothing changes. You believe, doors stay closed. You feel chosen, but unseen. Then came the day history remembers. War. A giant stood across the valley. 40 days of threats. 40 days of fear. Soldiers trembled. David arrived only to deliver food. Still the errand boy. He heard the giant mocking God. Something ignited inside him. Not pride, not ego, conviction. Who is this man that defies the living God? His brother mocked him. You just want attention. But David remembered the lion, the bear, the private battles. God was preparing him long before the spotlight arrived. He stood before the king. I will fight him. The armor did not fit. The sword felt heavy, so David removed it. He chose what God trained him with. 5 smooth stones, a sling, and faith built in hidden places. He walked toward the giant. No shaking, no retreat. The giant laughed. David answered calmly, you come with weapons. I come in the name of the Lord. 1 stone flew. 1 moment changed history. The giant fell, and the boy nobody noticed became the name nobody could ignore. But the real victory happened long before that day. It happened in silence, in rejection, in hidden faithfulness. God does his deepest work where nobody sees. Maybe you feel overlooked. Maybe your obedience feels small. Maybe your season feels unfair. But your field is not punishment. It is preparation. Your waiting is not wasted. It is training. God is building strength in you that applause cannot create. When your moment comes, you will not need to become ready. You already will be. God does not choose the loudest life. He chooses the listening heart. Stay faithful in the ordinary. Fight private battles well. Because the same God who saw David in the field sees you right now. And heaven is never confused about your value. Lord, help me stay faithful in hidden seasons. Give me courage when I feel unseen. Train my heart while I wait. And prepare me for the moments you have already planned. Amen. If you are in your hidden season, don't quit now. Subscribe and continue this journey of faith. Your field is not the end of your story.